We have let fear to control us. It has to be the other way around. We have to control our fear. We have to start acting in fear and stop reacting to fear. So believe in yourself. This is something I wish I would have known like 10 to 15 years ago. I would have been a different person by now. But I was so afraid. I doubted my abilities. You know, I mean, it had a toll on me. But when I started believing in myself, knowing that I am here because God wanted me to be here.
Hello, everyone. Your girl Solange Che, host of the You Can Be Anything podcast. Today, I'm here with yet another amazing guest. You all know what I do. I go out there and I look for those people who are willing to share their experiences, who are willing to share their stories, to come onto the podcast and share with us. So this time around, I was able to reach out to an amazing Cameroonian artist, and he decided to join us for a little chat. So join me. Let's welcome Boytak to the You Can Be Anything podcast. Thank you so much, Boytak, for accepting my invitation, and welcome to the You Can Be Anything podcast.
Thank you very much, Solange. Thank you very much for having me. I mean, it's my first time being here, and already I'm starting to feel like home. So I love it here.
Awesome. Hey, this is home, okay? This is us chatting about. So feel free. We're going to do this freestyle, and man, let's have a fun time chatting. Thank you so much for saying yes to my invitation. Okay.
I mean, it's an honor
So, for
being
those
here.
of you
Thank
who
you.
are listening, those of you who will be watching, this is Boytag. Boytag is a Cameroonian rapper, singer, presenter, and I decided to bring him on the podcast today so that he can share his story with us. He can share his journey with us, his experiences, share his aha moments, his challenges, what he's working on, and all the fun stuff, right? It's what I love for us to do. And again, remember the goal of this podcast is for us to be able to share our story so that it can inspire another person who cares to listen. So we can listen to this and know who our artists are, be able to understand where they come from when it comes to their music and their style. So today, grab your bags of popcorn, grab a glass of wine, and let's do this together. So Boytak, come on, tell us a little bit. Who would you say Boytak is? This is me putting you in that spot to be able to talk about yourself to the world. Who is Boytak?
Well, Boateng is a kid born in Buea. I grew up in Muyuka. My father is from the southwest region, Le BLM, and my mother is from the west region, that's Bangante. I grew up mostly with my maternal family, so I happen to know more of the Bangante side, the Bangante culture, the Bamileke. So I managed also to somehow speak the dialect, which I now use in my music. Boytag went, primary school, Muyuka, secondary school, Boya, university, Boya, and well, fell in love with music 2007, and from then till now, our relationship has always been stronger and stronger, has always grown stronger and stronger to date. Boytag is not really much unless you say Boytag is someone who likes to put out good music. Boytag is somebody who likes peace, respects people. Do not. Boytag is someone who does not like people to think he's only gaining the attention that he's gaining simply because he's albino. But Boytag wants people to accept the fact that he's great and talented enough to also have a name in the Cameroon music industry.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And growing up, again, we know that when we see kids who grow up and they decide to switch to music and stuff, sometimes I don't know how it works with your family, but how did your family take it after going to university? By the way, what did you study at the university?
I studied accounting. I studied accounting. I majored in accounting at the university. And
Wow, that's
I
great.
mean, that was even after in love with music. So it was just kind of like a side chick thing to me. The main chick was the music. So
Also, accounting was your
yeah,
side chick,
that's
is
that.
that your main chick was your music. Okay, and of course, you say you
Yeah.
had your father's backing, so that is good. You must have. So it probably was not a very
I mean,
big challenge on your side.
hmm, my father's backing. My father didn't want me to do music at all. I mean,
Oh,
he he really didn't send me to school at one point. All because of this music stuff. And my my maternal family, my grandmother's elder sister and the family also somehow, quote unquote, did not support, apart from some few uncles and aunts who would, just throw in some words of encouragement on here and there. Majority of
mm,
them did not support the fact. At one point, I was actually looked at as a bad example, for for leaving the educational sphere or for and pursuing the music. I was used as a bad example when one of my aunts was advising her
other
son,
kids,
that do not leave education, say you want go be this kind person.
musician.
Look at that person. He has left school. Now he says he wants to be an artist or musician. Where is he now? And all those crazy, crazy thoughts. But apart from that, it has been a great journey.
Yeah, and I asked you that question for a reason because I grew up in the same country, the same community like you, and I know how families resented. They did not want to. Just very few families would have stood up at that time to say, "Hey, we want our kid to. Hey, this is you love music. We're going to push your music career." You see, so that's why I asked you that question. So just like for many other artists, it was not an easy transition. But again, we say passion is bigger than what people tell you to do. And that's why you are here today. And Boy Talk, why that name? Tell us a little bit about your Boy Talk name. How did that come about?
Boy tag, the name boy tag, the tag in boy tag means the albino guy. It's an acronym. So when people say boy tag, the tag TAG actually means the albino guy. And it all started back then when I first fell in love with music. It
Mm-hmm,
was a great moment for me. It was kind of a bittersweet moment because at the same time I was, you know, gifted, and also it's like I was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
mm-hmm,
People did not really welcome me well in that music sphere because of my color, and
mm-hmm,
which is something I had always dealt with from childhood. From back when I was a kid, I received all sorts of, insults, persecutions, mockeries. Mothers would tell their kids to freely insult me. People would tell me I was kind of a taboo and they wish they would never give birth to albinos. Like, it was crazy. So, I mean, I used all that. I used all that now like a stepping stone to become this version of me now. And when I started doing music, the first thing that came to mind was, who am I? Who am I really?
mm-hmm.
How do I want people to see me? How do I see myself? I had to accept my identity. I'm an albino, and I'm one of the flyers you'll see out there. So I had to accept myself. Back then, I couldn't because like it was really, really traumatizing. I became suicidal at one point, you know, because I felt I was not really welcomed on earth. I didn't know why I was here. I mean, why did God
Yeah.
bring me to this earth with this color if everybody is going to laugh at me, if everybody is going to insult me, if all I will get is mockery? So it was really traumatizing. But when I started doing music, music became kind of a therapy for me, discovering myself little by little. And the name Boy Tag, the name TAG, it started as TAG actually, the albino guy. And now when I was like, yo, from TAG, we went now to tag, like tag. And now I started
Mhm.
saying, this is your boy tag, the name was actually tag. But as you know, when you say, no, hey, this is your girl Solange, I
Mhm.
like, this is your boy. And people
Tag.
started calling me boy tag.
Boy tag. I love the
Yes, people
name.
started boy tag, and it just remained boy tag. The tag actually means the albino guy. It's my identity, it's who I am. And now I'm making sure that I do the best I can for people to see me just beyond this skin color, to
Mhm.
accept what I have just beyond my skin color. I don't want people to love me out of pity. They can no longer love me out of pity. They can't even love me out of pity because I love myself regardless. So I don't need
Yep.
anybody's pity. I don't need anybody's mockery or insult. I know who I am now. I know what I'm I know what I stand for. I know my
Yeah.
purpose now. I'm just going, ahead, and all they can do is only catch up.
That's the truth. See, man, I am inspired by your response to that. And I did not know anything about the meaning of your tag name, but because you brought that up, growing up, I know for sure that there was still this stigmatization around albino kids, right? I did not get a chance
Yeah,
to. I had one in my school, but I was never in a place where I was scared of an albino kid. Never. Maybe it's just because of upbringing, right? But again,
yes, yes,
I cannot phantom how you went through that process as a kid during that time. I know things have become better. I know that there's been a lot of sensitization around kids. Like, hey, these are normal people like you and I. Who they're
yes,
just different, right? The same as different races are different, but these are normal people. And for you to have gone through that, not only gone through that stage, then decide to personalize who you are as an albino man into your name. So whenever somebody calls you boy tag, right, they are telling you that, hey, boy, the albino guy. It's like, I feel
yes,
it's a very daring thing to do. That constant reminder. So each time somebody is saying boy tag, they're reminding you that you're an albino. Albino, albino,
yes,
sorry, I don't know the difference in calling it. And I want to tell you that it is very daring and also something that I'll definitely want to commend, right? As a young man growing up and owning who you are, starting by loving yourself, and to think that you had those crazy thoughts at that time, you went through that stage, and today, when I look at you, I have no pity for you, not even for 1 second. You are competition to other people. You even stand out as compared to other people, right? So I love that you have used that to your advantage, and it definitely makes you stand out. You differentiate yourself, and you're proud of who you are. Man, thank you so
yes,
much.
yes.
This is amazing. This is an amazing message to send out there, not only to other people who look like you, but also to the people who do not even look like you and choose to tag you
Yes,
as
yes.
tag. You get it? Yeah, this is amazing. Thanks for sharing that. Do you think that being an albino has affected your influence in the industry? Do you think that your skin color and all of that has had an impact on how far you would have gotten or how far you would not have gotten since you decided to, as you grew up, just as you grew up as a man and became an adult?
Um, at one, I would say yes. At one, I would say no. Because
Mm-hmm.
yes, if what I was doing was being done by maybe another person, or with a darker skin color from the time I started till now, I believe they would have gotten better response or better push, especially during my early days. Because when I started loving myself and discovering myself on my as I moved through my journey, it became different. But when I started, I didn't really get that much, encouragement from people. I was booed several times on stage, not because I was not good, but rather because I was albino. They constantly, told me to look for something else and do, because albinos are not, born to be on stage or at the center of attention. I mean, they made me feel less. Though I was giving them my best, they still made me feel less at some point. That's why I told you I became suicidal. It was crazy, but nobody knew about it. Nobody knew about it. I'm
Mhm.
somebody who's really quiet and reserved, and so I conceal most of my feelings and all that. But I mean, also now I would say, mm, let's just put it this way: the fact that I'm an albino now doing rap music, who can sing, who can freestyle or anything like that, it makes people to wonder. Like it takes away a lot of stereotypes from people's mind. Like, man, I thought
Yep.
these guys were really not up to anything good. I thought these
Mhm.
guys were like m- mistake from nature. You see, I thought these guys were not really, up to anything meaningful apart from just being used as sacrifice, or as some people make it seem like albinos were just for used for sacrifice. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's really crazy. Yeah, I mean, they use some for sacrifice. I mean, people, albinos have been kidnapped everywhere, and body parts have been taken out for sacrifice every time, and which is something I pray to have enough power to speak out against. So for now, all I need to do is keep building my name, keep building, putting in the work, making sure people receive good music, positive message from Boytag. The more they connect, the more I have a voice, and the more I have a voice, the more the people who do not have a voice will have a voice through me. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
been
great
a
link
blessing.
you just made there. Sorry to cut you short. That's a great link you just made there. Being able to put you out there gives hope to all other albino kids to know that, hey, Boytak is one of us and he is making it out there. You get it? At the same time,
Yes,
it also reminds the other people who still, for some reason, feel like there is something different about you. You are just a normal human being like I am. You have all the body
exactly.
parts again, like another, your friend Young Holiday. You people are two the same people, except for
Yes,
that your
yes.
skin color looks differently. You people are the same. Right. So I think that
Yes.
it also, I love the connection you make there because it gets to show the people who are not albinos to understand that, hey, the fact that this guy looks like this does not make him any less of a man. You get it? And hopefully,
Yes.
these are just little steps, baby steps that we can take towards eradicating that stereotypical mindset that many people have. Right. And I
Correct.
do love
Correct.
your confidence and the fact that you come up to talk about stuff like this. Right.
Man, I mean, 5 or say 10 years ago, I would not have this. I would not even give you this audience because I was so, down. I had little or no self-confidence. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. But now, as I grow, as I improve
Mm-hmm.
through my journey, putting out songs, trying to improve my craft, trying to perfect my art. I mean, I use what I have now to pass a message out there to let people know, hey, it's not just about being an albino. Is not
Mm-hmm.
about skin color. It has nothing to do with skin color. The gift I
Nothing.
have was given by God. The gift you have was given by the same God. So
Oh,
if I'm
yeah.
about to use my gift, to positively impact the world, it is something I have to do, regardless of if you like me or if you like my skin color or not.
Oh,
There
no.
are people who like my music, who enjoy my music now, who may not even know I'm albino, who do not even see me that way anymore, because
Mm-hmm.
I've tried, at some level, I've succeeded in, killing that stereotype in the minds of some people, though a lot of people will still, have that. But now it's not as intense as it used to be back then when I
Mm-hmm.
started.
Man,
Yes, I want
you'll be
people to see me like.
surprised. You'll be
Just
surprised to hear that I have my chatting points. There is nothing on my chatting points that had to do with you because I'm looking like I'm talking to another rapper. You get it? I'm talking to another person that I've seen work with, Young Holiday, and I want to have a chat with this guy. I love his energy. I love what he does. We are talking about you being an albino now because it came from your name, Boytak. Right. So
Yes,
I
yes,
bet you that there are tons of people out there who look at you and that is not even close to what they see. That is not what they see. They see your talent. They see a young man that can freestyle, that does what he does with all his heart. And that is what we want to put out there. And that is what is important. Right. So, man, thank you for sharing your story anyways. Thank you for being able to talk about this, and thank you also for being able to encourage other people who might be in the same shoe as you. It doesn't only have to do with the fact that you're albino. There's also young men out there who do not have that self-love, whether they are dark skinned, they
yes.
don't just have that confidence to be able to speak up and say, hey, this is what I do, this is me, and take me for who I am. So you are an inspiration not only to other albinos, but also to other young Cameroonians or young men who have a talent in them and maybe they shy away from putting that talent out there. So that is who I look at as I look at you, and that is who I see. All right.
True.
Also, let's talk about your rap journey a little bit. Did you begin with rap? Was rap your original, like, hey, when you decided to do music, as you say, music has always been your main chick, and even your accounting in UB was your side chick. Has it always been rap or has it evolved?
Yes, it has been rap. It has always been rap when I started. I started in church. I started in church. I was in Hallelujah choir
Hmm.
in the Presbyterian church. Yes, so I mean, for anybody who's a Presbyterian who knows Hallelujah choir, of course, I was a member. I was really still young, but I
Yeah,
got lucky because I was among people who really, knew what they were doing. They
yeah,
sang well. I was, the guy with the congas hitting the drums, and you know, I did my part, and also through that I learned how to sing. But when I started like doing music, when I went to the studio, I started with rap, just rap. I was like a rapper, everything
mhm,
rap, rap, rap. Eminem was like my role model. You understand? I mean, that was yes, back from 2007. I'm talking something back of almost 20 years ago.
mhm,
So I mean, it's really been a whole journey. I had some producers who were, advising me to take on singing because I did some one or two choruses back then that were good, and they advised me
yeah,
to start singing. I was like, nah, man, singing is not for me. Singing is not my thing. I don't think I can sing. I prefer to stick to rap, and I don't think I have a voice for singing. But little by little, I started, discovering myself, expanding my gift, and finding out what else I can do. And it happens that I can sing. Not I'm not like a Chris Brown level of singer, but I mean I'm not the worst, of course. So, but it all started with rap. It all started with rap. It has always
mhm,
been rap. Rap has been the main thing. The singing part just comes at times, when you're trying to get into certain emotions of people. But the
mhm.
main thing for me has been rap.
And when you rap, do you rap? Does your rap fall under a particular genre? I know you said you started in church, which means, of course, I know the kinds of songs we sing in church. Then you came to the secular world, and now you can sing. How will you describe your rap? That should be the question. What's your
I
inspiration and stuff like that? Yeah.
I always make sure that I build my songs and stories around perseverance, determination, hope, hard work, faith, struggles, basically. I'm more of like a motivational rapper. You can
Rapper.
say that.
Mm.
And I always like motivate people, making sure that I try the best I can to connect with them, relate with their stories, let them know
Mhm.
it's going to be fine, keep their heads up. Because I mean, we need that constant reminder that everything will be okay, because the world is really, really crazy. You know,
Yep.
the
I
world
agree.
is really, really so a lot of people are going through a lot which we may not even know. We can see people smiling on the streets as well as they're like going through so much so that that day, the day we see them, may actually even be their last day on earth, you know. So it's a good thing for us to constantly tell people, like, hey, what you're going through, I feel you. I may not be going through that with you at this current moment. It's either I've been there or I know people have been there. So I'm letting you know, just hold on, do the best you can and leave the rest to God and everything will be fine. So that's the kind of, music I put out there.
Yep. And based on your experience, based on your story, I bet it's easy for you to get into the emotions that gets you to sing like that. It puts you in a place where you can easily flow. And again, that's a great kind of rap to listen to. Thanks for sharing that. Let's talk a little bit about your aha moments, right? I know that you've been in this. You said you started rap 2007. That's a long time ago. Pick one or two of your greatest moments in your rap career and talk to us about it, please.
Um, one one of the aha moments for me was when I got signed by Steven's Music. I mean, that was in 2017. That's 10 years after I had
After you
started doing
started,
music. Yes, 10 years as an underground artist. I got signed by Steven's Music. That same year, Alphabeta wanted to sign me to, but Steven's Music won the bid, and I went with Steven's Music. It was a great moment for me because I knew everything was, take on a different turn from there.
yeah,
So it was a really
yeah.
great moment for me. The next moment for me would be at a Davido's concert. Davido had a
Mhm.
concert here in Cameroon, and I was one of the artists who performed at the concert. It was so exceptional that Davido had to follow me on Instagram. It was crazy. He loved the
Wow.
performance. That I mean, he waited in line just to greet me personally.
There we go. There we go. That's the
When we were
person you have built for yourself. You see, this is
when we were
amazing.
yes, when we were at the after party, actually, he was
Wow, this
so he
is
was that
great.
impressed. Was that impressed. So I mean, those are kind of like the two moments. The first moment was when Steven's Music signed me.
Are
Man,
you still with
honestly, that
Stevens? Are you still with Stevens?
no, currently our contract expired a few months ago. I mean, it came to an end a few months ago, and we decided to, you know, amicably go our separate ways because, as a child, when you grow up in your parents' house, at after a certain age, you should, try the best you can to also leave the house and see how you can grow and become a man or on your own and
Of
also
your
start
own,
your own
yeah.
family. It's yes. So I mean, they were like the parents who had me as a child, and when I got to a certain age, I had to, move out of the house to go, start my own house, to go buy my own land and start my own foundation and everything. And
Yeah.
I still get the support that I receive from
Yeah,
them
from
peacefully. We are in good terms up till now. They still help me to, get myself set up and everything is in the industry. I mean, they help me with the registrations on the streaming platforms and everything up to now. So we are still in good terms. It's something I've not announced yet. If something I've not announced yet, because I want to do that
so
with my, by releasing my own songs, my own projects. I want people
of
to
course.
gradually that we are not working
So
together
are you
again. I
intending
don't
to
want.
go solo or are you going to be looking for another what's your plan?
Another record.
Are you planning to go solo?
For now, no, not even about for now. I don't intend to go. So I don't intend to sign another record deal. I plan on going independent now because I want to have that freedom to, communicate with my community, to communicate with. I don't like calling them fans. You understand? I just
They're
I
your
just like calling them.
tag team.
Yes, my. Of course. I want to connect with my tag team the right way, without compromising any any emotions. You understand? I
Yep.
just don't want
Makes
to
sense.
do something that will be commercially good, but which will lead them nowhere 2, 3, 4 months from now. I want to do things that will, I mean, it will carry them along. It will be like some pat
Mm-hmm.
on the back, will, help them through their journey. So I think a lot of record labels nowadays, they want commercial music, which is not bad. It's business at the end of the day. But now,
Mm-hmm.
most of the
Yep.
things that come with that is a disconnection when it comes to you relating to your people, relating to your core fan base. There's a
Mm-hmm.
disconnection when you only think about making music that will sell. So I'm not trying so much, so hard to be stuck,
In one
doing
of
just
those
music that
webs.
we also do music that we know connect with my fan base at a deeper level.
Yep, that's amazing. I love your two aha moments. You're signing with the record label, then being able for the video to follow you. It's the video doesn't follow everybody, so the recognition is definitely what talking about. I can just imagine your feeling, especially after the performance, then being able to
Yeah,
have him walk up to you and greet you. Hey man, these are people that we've seen in
well,
the industry, and we know that these are big boys in the industry, right? So again, we need to give them their flowers. They have put in the work, and they're people that we need to give them their flowers and definitely be happy if they can recognize us. You get it?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it
Great.
was it
Let's
was
talk a
great.
little bit about challenges. What would you say has been one or two of your biggest challenges on this journey of boy tag? I know we spoke about the whole albino being able to integrate and find yourself. What else would you say has been a challenge for you on this journey?
Uh, money, money,
Of
money
course.
has been a at one point money was like the main. I
Issue.
mean, there were
Mhm.
songs in the studios, but there was no money to promote. There were no support system I could lean on. So a lot of my songs were just piling up in the studio until Stevens came. You understand?
Mhm.
So really, really difficult for me to excel beyond making music in the studio. I also learned how to make beats. I'm a producer. I also learned how to make beats because I did not have money to constantly pay the producer who was working back then. You understand? So I had
Mhm.
to learn how to do it myself so I could sit in front of the computer and do it. So money was a major thing for me. And also finding myself, finding myself. You see, this music thing is very, very deep. It's spiritual. You understand? It's something you really have to be connected with. It has to be a part of you. You have to love what you are doing. But now it got to a point where the lack of money got me into a survival state. I was just trying to do what will make money. I was just trying to sing songs that will make money. You know, it was all well in line with that, because I was just trying to sing songs that will make money. It was all well in line with that, because I don't feel like it's my calling, singing too much commercial songs. I think it's more of my calling, bringing people to accept themselves, bringing people to love and appreciate themselves, love and appreciate their journey, just uplifting people, not just making people dance, but also making them
Yeah.
think. It was really a challenge for me to get that balance. It's more of a psychological thing even than a physical thing. It
Mhm.
was a battle within.
Wow. But again, it's a challenge that you have hit. It's a challenge that's probably why you're doing what you do now, being able to go out there and say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to connect with people. I want to be able to sing for the people, not just sing for the business of it. Yes, we definitely want to get business. We want to make some money out of it, but you want people to connect with your songs. You want people to be able to say, hey, I connect with what Boy Tak is singing. And from there, that's how you build your tag team. The money one is, of
Yes.
course, it's a big challenge to a lot of artists, not only in Cameroon, but all over, right? So this will lead me into asking you the question of, are you open to sponsorship? So if somebody was to listen to you, if somebody listened to you and I talking today, and they go check out Boytak and they're like, oh, I'm impressed by this young man. I love what he does. This is the kind of young man I would love to invest in, because remember, people put out their money here for investment, right? There are people out here who will gift you money, but there are people out here who want to put out their money as an investment. So if somebody
Yes.
was interested in like, hey, I want to sponsor this guy, is that something you are open to?
Yes. Presently, I'm open to sponsorships. I'm open to sponsorships, just not a record deal or anything like that. We can partner. You come with what you have. I have a manager. I have a whole team now. We discuss on how we are going to invest what you have. We give you a feasibility study on how we make your money back and everything. So I mean, it's going to be a win-win, but it's record level signing. Nah, nah, I'm no
Okay,
longer
good.
interested
So,
in.
hey, you, my dear listeners, who are investors, who love to invest in the entertainment industry, who love to invest in artists, Boytak is a candidate. So, check him out and see what you can do
I
about
mean,
that.
yes, come, let's make that money, man. Come, let's make that
Of
money.
course, of course. Why not? It's a win-win. I love how you call it a win-win. It's a win-win, right? So that's good.
Yes.
What about your EP? I know in one of your backside news episodes with Young Holiday, you talked about your EP. Is that EP out already? Is it still in the works? So what's up with that?
Yes, the EP is ready. The EP is ready. It comes out in December. I
Yay!
mean, this is not.
Fun
This is
stuff.
something I shouldn't have said, but I mean, yeah, it comes out in December.
All right, great. I know about it because I've heard you talk about it and I've not seen it yet, so I had to ask about it. All right, let's stay
Yeah,
tuned for Boytax EP. I pray, I'm hoping, I'm excited. It's going to be an exciting one for us to listen to. So, and
the songs are beautiful. The songs are great. They will really, really reach their target. I'm very, very sure of this because you will relate to
awesome.
each and every one of them. Trust me. I'm
Okay.
not just
I kind
doing
of
music.
lost sound a little bit.
Hello, can you hear me?
Very faintly.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, but it's a little bit faint. So,
I don't know. I've not touched anything
okay.
here, so
Yeah, I think I can hear you now.
all right, all right.
Yes, great. So we're looking forward to that when it's out. And hey, let's go out there and support that EP when it comes out. The other thing I wanted us to talk about is your upcoming festival, the Xmas Festival. I've seen you advertise that a few times on your Facebook page. Again, this is an opportunity to give another shout out to it. Like, hey, what is this about? What's it going to be? Where is it going to be? And just let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, we are just celebrating Cameroon. We're just celebrating, the Christmas period, peace, love, gratefulness for being up to this time to sing December. I mean, it's been a crazy year. We can all attest to that. But being alive to meet the 24th of December, it's something worth celebrating. It's something worth celebrating, and I'm honored to be one of the artists performing on that day, on the 24th of December, which will be at the Canal Olympia in Douala. Yeah, the Xmas Festival is sponsored by Bet Momo. Trust me, man. I mean, it's going to be great. It's been a long time since I performed. I mean, I think this will be like my first performance uh, in like 6 months. Yes, no,
You're
no,
prepping.
more than six. Yes, this will be like my first performance in like 8 months. And
Wow.
that's because I mean, left Stevens and I was kind of low key building something for myself and making sure everything was in order before taking up a mic again. And this is the first show that I was booked to perform, and I'm really really happy. I'm really honored to be there. So trust me, you will get nothing short of high energy from Boy Tag. That's for sure.
Tag
Yes, that's for
team.
sure. Of course, the tag team have to represent. Yeah, that's how we do.
Awesome. Hey, you know what? Because you've told us that this is going to be high energy, right? This is a point where please give us a freestyle. For those who are listening, give these people a reason to go find Boy Tack on Bookplay, on Spotify, on YouTube, on Facebook. Please freestyle for us, Boy Tack, if you don't mind.
Oh man. Ah man, yes. I mean, for those who would like to even get to know me on Facebook, Boytag. On Twitter is Boytag Official. On Snapchat is Boytag Official. On Instagram is Boytag Official. On YouTube, you just go check Boy Tag and you get everything you need from me. You understand? Yes, my booking info is all there. So check I all you can be. Now hope with this Mukala on the MRC. Just give me a couple of minutes and I'll be freestyling. Yeah, all you can be. Let me do this freestyle, man. Check. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming in with a flow so sick, making fade away like magic, but it holds no trick. I'm more focused on the business, but the shows grow quick. These people can bear me witness that you want more flick. Listen, with the flow here to make you forfeit, you will maintain with a course if I go for office. Mediocrity run divorce, better run for office. Check. Mic two, belt on the chest, boy, I get this mic too. I get this one time and I go this bike flus, and I don't one time tell you, saying I me I die too. Check. In any language I can get it. And then the people I can spit it. I'm just about to do the little freestyle for you to understand that it's actually a freestyle. Get it? I'm here. Hey, excuse me, man. Oh shit. Ah God. Something is going on. My machine was actually exporting. Uh man, I have to go start that back. I just lost I just lost what I was exporting at my in my computer here. It's messed up.
Uh-oh, so sorry about that. Yeah. So there's two final things I'd love for us to talk about before I let you go, so you can go take care of your export that you just lost. So sorry about that. But then I wanted to ask you this
Sorry.
question: if there is anything that you could change growing up and wanting to become an artist, a rapper, what would it be?
If there's one thing I would change,
Yeah,
hmm, I don't think I would change anything.
that's a
I
very
would
good
just
place to be in
change.
life.
I would just change the way I see myself. I wish I would have done that earlier. Like, I wish I would have, believed in myself earlier because it took me a long time to, get to love myself and accept myself. I wish I would have had that courage earlier. But apart from that, there's nothing I would change. Not my skin color, not my style, not the gift, not nothing.
Wow, that's a beautiful place to be in, Boyta. And this brings us to my mic drop question. So my mic drop question is that final question of my podcast where I get to tell my guests, like, hey, I give you, I assume that I am the most important person in the world right now, and I give you the microphone to talk to someone there that cares to listen. It is those final words that maybe just one person picks it up and they run with it. And if somebody were to describe you, if somebody were to say, hey, I listened to Boytak and Solange's interview, and this is what I got from it, what is that one thing that if you had a microphone to speak to the world, what would you tell the people who care to listen?
Just believe in yourself. We say this often, but we don't really take it as serious as it is. That phrase, believe in yourself. Trust me, your beliefs. will result to your behaviors. Your behaviors will result to your life. You know, what you believe determines how you behave. What you behave will bring out the results in you, and the way the results you get will determine how you will live your life. So it starts with that belief in yourself. Trust me, you need to believe in yourself. We are more powerful than we think. We are more capable than we think we are. We are stronger than we think we are. We have so much potential that has not been touched,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that is covered by fear, which is something we need to kill. Fear. So when I say believe in yourself, I'm not just telling you what anybody else is telling you. I'm letting you know that simple phrase is something you should really, digest, because a lot of us do not reach our full potential. A lot of us do not, you know, get to achieve our dreams simply because we did not believe in ourselves.
Wow.
We simply want to become versions of other people, what other people said we were. We didn't, take our time to think on ourselves, like who we are by ourselves, regardless of what anybody else thinks. So what I would say to anybody listening to me right now is believe in yourself. You have a dream, go for it. You have a passion, go for it. Of course you will face challenges. When the Bible says do not be afraid, fear not, it doesn't mean that there's no fear. Fear will be there. All
I
you
don't.
need is to make sure that your faith is above your fear. Once your faith is above your fear, you are good to go. So you need to believe in yourself. Everything is possible. In the field you are, whatever you want to do, there is somebody who is very, very great and doing perfectly well in that field. If that person can do it, you can do it. If they did it, you can do it. They go through challenges, you can go through challenges. It's very, very possible. There's no shortcut to success. But it doesn't mean that the long route is dangerous. It's very free. Once you believe in yourself, trust me, everything will fall in place. We are afraid to try because we think we will fail. What if you succeed?
Yeah.
You are afraid to try, think you will fail. What if you succeed? We have let fear to control us. It has to be the other way around. We have to control our fear. We have to start acting in fear and stop reacting to fear. So believe in yourself. This is something I wish I could have known like 10 to 15 years ago. I would have been a different person by now. But I was so afraid. I doubted my abilities. You know, it had a toll on me. But when I started believing in myself, knowing that I am here because God wanted me to be here for a reason, and I'm going to find out that reason and make sure that I fulfill my purpose, you know, to be where I need to be in the future, regardless of how I, you know, perceive challenges. No matter what comes my way, I will pass it. All that happened because I believed in myself, and I still do believe in myself. There are things I didn't even want to think I would have, but now I'm going all heads on for them because I have discovered my true power. So whatever I would like to tell people, just stick with this phrase: believe in yourself. Trust me, once you do that, just that, everything else in your life will fall in place so easily.